Hey y'all, it's VJ.
It's Jane.
And this is
A Sip and a Shot.
Whoop, 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 on a Plugged In Radio Network.
It's weird coming back in from a break.
Yes.
Doing it again. And maybe the hurricanes are hitting a little bit.
Just a smidgen. Just a smidgen.
For those that are just joining, we're on live. We're on Roku. We got some different things going on. We're trying some things out. And we also have Mike Lee from Sankofa Bottling Company. As you can see, his gin in the front. And he poured us a shot.
He poured us a shot. It's a nice, healthy shot that we might sip, might shot. What are we doing? Sipping or shot?
Let's sip this. So this is 100 proof. We keep it 100 for the culture. However, you can't fake 100 proof. It is super duper smooth.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it is 100 proof.
Yeah.
It is. It's going to warm you up.
Yeah, it is.
Cheers.
Right. Cheers, guys.
Let it sit on your palate. Let it smell it. So one of my teachers, I'll just tell you guys this. Mm-hmm. I'm in college, right? I'm a sophomore in college. I come into class hungover. Look, I was probably still drunk, keep it a buck.
We've all been
My
there.
teacher was like, my psychology teacher's like, yo, are you one of those kids that throw up when they get drunk, and everybody's laughing, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, nah, that's not me.
It's me.
She says, if you want to make sure you don't throw up, smell your drink before you drink it. Yes, you're going to go,
oh,
Not with
but
this
what
one.
it does is it prepares your body for what's about to happen. When you just throw it to the back of your throat and you don't smell it, you're throwing yourself into freezing cold water, and there's a shock to your system, which causes you to gag and throw up. So even though you do like this, not with this one. This one smells bomb, by the way.
Yeah, this one's good.
That's good.
But when you do like this, it's all good.
Okay, y'all heard that from Mike Lee, not from A Sip and a Shot.
Not from A Sip and a Shot, because as someone who has smelled plenty of liquors.
And it makes you go, ooh. I don't know.
That's a telltale sign.
I'm sure. I'm sure, but that's on him.
Because there's still memories of just smells of liquor that I have that just makes you.
Y'all ever had Seagrams?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're not gonna say nothing about that because I just emailed them today. So we are gonna keep that cute and on mute. What's up,
Love y'all,
Seagram?
Seagrams.
All right, cheers, you guys. Okay,
Cheers.
smell it.
We're gonna smell it.
Sip it.
Oh yeah. Tap for luck.
Lord.
Y'all.
It's good,
Give me some feedback.
It tastes like gin, but it's not a sharp gin. It's very smooth. It doesn't burn your throat. For me, it doesn't burn my throat going down.
No, it doesn't. It's not your grandfather's gin.
No, it's not Pop Pop's gin.
Yeah. That's
like
next
the
level.
grandson's gin who perfected it and made it, palatable. That's a word, right?
Yes, palatable is
palatable for everyone to drink.
It would be probably really good shaken with ice. Mm-hmm. Like some people do tequila to take the bite out of tequila. Not that there's any bite, but if you chill this down just a little bit,
Sheesh.
that's gonna be perfection.
Yeah.
Mike, so somebody asked what other lick do y'all sell?
So right now, Sankofa Bottling Company, we actually just started about a year ago.
That's right. He did start over the pandemic.
Yeah, so January 11th was our anniversary. We don't have another liquor available. However, I do have, and I have garnered a bunch of friends in this industry that I highly recommend.
Okay.
Okay. I will start with 716 vodka. You guys had the pleasure of tasting
Sure
that.
Didn't hate it.
Didn't hate it, and we are not vodka people.
We're less vodka people than gin people. Does that make sense? We don't like vodka. Gin, we can drink. We don't like vodka.
Yeah.
But that vodka, we were like, oh.
This is good. And if you check
did
our
okay.
reels, on all of our drinks, we rarely use vodka. Me and Jane got into a little debate, and she was like, we're going to run out of drinks if we don't use vodka.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how little vodka we use. But when we tasted theirs, I was like, oh,
we can
do
use
this. Because it didn't burn. It didn't taste like rubbing alcohol. And my bar is low, but it didn't taste like rubbing alcohol.
Right.
So.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So 716 vodka, definitely check them out. You can go to 7, spelled out SEVEN 16 vodka on Instagram. I also rock with Durante Rum.
Mm-hmm.
Donna Miller, previously Donna Durante, she's from the islands.
So her rum has to be real good.
It's next level. She actually owns the new Elroy bar.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's Donna. That's her bar. Go check her out.
Okay.
She's always doing dope stuff down there.
Donna, we will be there shortly, girl.
Sure will.
Yep. So I rock with Ethol 56 vodka. That's a really good vodka. I mean, it's products out here. I would say the easiest thing to do is connect with me. Connect with a brand that has done the research for you. It's a lot of trash out here. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a lot of trash out here. But we have weed out who's who in this industry, and there's a lot of good stuff happening here in the Washington, D.C. area.
Yeah.
I do want to give one crazy shout out.
Oh,
Yes,
go
please,
for it.
please, please.
DMV Black Restaurant Week.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Farad Tate, okay, who's had all types of business success in the past. He obviously still has business success. Andra Johnson, who is the owner, one of the people that's running Serenata.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. And then you have Dr. Erin Tucker. She is a professor at Georgetown University. They've come together to create something called DMV Black Restaurant Week, where they're giving Black restaurant spirit brand owners and all types of business owners a platform and an opportunity to get into these markets that we can't get into.
Yeah.
Okay. It's easier, just a little game. It's easier to go to somebody with a portfolio instead of a product.
Yeah.
Right. When I go to people and say, hey, yo, I got Sankofa Bottling Company, that's dope.
Great.
How much are you guys doing, right?
Yeah.
But when I say I got Sankofa Bottling Company, I got 716 vodka, I got Ethol 56, I got Whiskey Right, I got Mahi's Brandy, you know, I got Black Leaf Vodka. Now we're talking like, okay, let me know who this cat actually is.
Right.
So a little bit of game, but yeah, that's what I was saying.
And I think DMV Black Restaurant Week on Instagram is at DMVBRW_. That's if I got that right off the top of the dome, that's how y'all know I like to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good, girl. You're
Big facts.
good.
Somebody asked, do you know any local cognacs? They say yaks, but cognacs.
So here's a fun fact. When we first got started, one of the things we was looking at doing is starting a cognac, right?
Naturally.
Let me get that. Yeah. Let me get that. However, if it is a cognac, that means it's coming from France,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which it is crazy expensive to do that. If it's a tequila, that means it's coming
From
Mexico.
Mexico.
from Mexico.
Hopefully.
So, you know, but Mahi's brandy is incredible. Cognac is a brandy from France. So I would recommend checking out Mahi's brandy, MAHEES brandy, MAHEES brandy. And I know him, Glenn. His name is Glenn. He's the one who owns the company. He also has a cigar that matches well. He has Mahi's cigars.
A little
Listen,
something for everybody.
A little bit, you know
on
what I'm
this
saying? It's
show.
game out here. You know, it's free game
For
out
those of
here.
y'all who like to sip and smoke at the same time,
Hey.
we got you covered.
Do your thing. I don't know if you're going to get this every week, but
But this week, we got
This
you.
week.
This week and last week. We
yeah,
got
you know.
them.
Last week was fire.
Yeah.
I checked that out.
So just to kind of shift gears, of course, you can always send your questions in the chat. You can IG live us at A Sip and a Shot. You can call in at 301-799-8790
Call us.
if you want. But it is also social media week.
Yes, it is social media week, and we have some topics we want to talk about that have happened over the past couple of days.
Yeah.
And that James has seen. I thought I saw, but I don't have my phone, so I can't give it to you.
The tables have turned.
The tables
Let
have
me
turned.
tell y'all something.
Okay.
For the past year and some change, while we were podcasting, since we're not allowed to call ourselves a podcast anymore, when we were podcasting on YouTube, we had to use my phone. So social media week was real rough for the girl because I didn't have a phone to reference. I had to send her, and we didn't want to tell each other what
we
our
were talking about.
topics were, so we could be surprised and be like, oh my gosh, and get our real reactions to it. And so I am loving the fact that VJ's phone is up there for the world to view us through. And
You're so welcome.
thank you.
We were talking about over the break. This is our third live
This is
as
our
a
third
show.
live. Yes, our first live.
Best one so far. I'll just say that.
Yeah, our first one got a little dicey. We tried to make a bourbon peach milkshake.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and it turned out horrible. Yay. So that was rough. And then our second one, people wanted to make drinks with us. So we were making a couple of drinks. And somehow, when the liquor gets involved, we decide we need to challenge ourselves. And yeah,
in my defense, we had just recorded a show. So we recorded a show. We had a sip. We had a couple sips.
We did have a couple
and
sips.
a shot.
And then we started the live off with a shot.
Yeah.
We made a sip for people to make with us. And then somehow
there was like a challenge of like
VJ.
If you get 10 people, then you get
like
a shot.
She wanted people to comment something and we would take another shot. We were already drunk using knives to cut limes and lemons.
Drunk.
We were drunk. So naturally, VJ cut herself. There was blood. She had to run upstairs. She was asking for Band-Aids. And I'm just on Instagram.
I wasn't asking for Band-Aids. I was talking to myself, asking myself, because it was at my house.
Yeah.
Like, I can't ask you where my Band-Aid
But it was just, like, so much happening. And I'm like,
I need a Band-Aid.
It's something out of, like, a reality TV show where somebody's, like, bleeding, and the host is just like, okay, so.
Next, we have a shot of tequila going in now.
And that's what we're doing today. So, thankfully, this Instagram Live is a little more civilized. I mean, we haven't finished our gin. We haven't finished a hurricane, so we'll see where this is going to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we are ready to go with our first topic, which is about bonnets in the bedroom.
Interesting.
Okay? So, Bae the Biggest on Twitter tweeted, I hate when you first start sleeping over a nigga's house and you got to act like you don't sleep with a scarf on. And the conversation, Twitter's a wild place. Because the girls like to tussle. Okay? And people were on there. The guys are saying that guys don't care. And I'm glad we have the men's in the room.
Yeah, we do have men in the room, so we can
get a little feedback.
Yeah.
And the girls are like, some girl was talking about how she goes to sleep with a light face of makeup on. Heavy setting spray. I might be talking gibberish for the men, but heavy setting spray. And then she wakes up about 15 to 30 minutes before he does, freshens her face up, takes her hair down appropriately, and then wakes up like a fresh...
People really do that? I thought that was just like on TV.
Like on Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah, like on Mrs. Maisel or Hillman, Whitley.
Yes.
Remember Whitley did that? I will, as a personal experience.
Okay.
I have not used the bonnet. Because, you try to be cute, like when you sleep over for the first time. And then he went out and got me a satin pillowcase. Popping. So I didn't have to.
No bonnet needed.
No bonnet needed. And then as we got more comfortable, he was like, why don't you just put a scarf on? But I'm like, you're trying to be like cutesy. I'm getting back into my dating game. And so I want to know, like, is that, should you do that? Should you not do that?
Does it matter?
Does it matter? Does it not matter? We have men here today, guys, so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I definitely had to cut my mic on for this one.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Because I'll be damned. If someone's, even if I see you doing all that, I'm like, listen, relax. That make you want to give.
You wouldn't see it.
That just make you want to get somebody a drink at 7 a.m. Like, just sip some yak right now because you're bugging. Like, it's two things. I don't really. If we just came out from going out somewhere and you know what I'm saying, we got into it. Woo. Y'all know the fuck we talking about. We grown. You feel me? We get into it or whatnot, and then you fall asleep with your makeup on. All right, cool. But if it's like you do this on purpose on a daily basis, in my eyes, you fucking up my pillowcases. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah, she said heavy. She might be wearing that like good old drag queen. Don't budge.
So for the men, setting spray means like your makeup is not going to move. It's not going to transfer onto the pillowcases or your shirt or, or the sheets or anything.
Two,
like
if you wake up before me every time, if you spending the night in this multiple times, I'm thinking you got another nigga.
Job.
You got another.
I'm thinking you trying to get that good morning calls and good morning text. Good morning. I just woke up.
That's bold as hell if she answers the phone.
I'm getting ready
at
to
another
work.
man's house.
But that's how men think though. You feel me? Like, oh, Bucks, what you hiding? Why you gotta?
Girls think that way too.
So I mean, I'm going to co-sign a lot of what
Definitely.
you're saying. Like, take off the war paint. Like, I want to know what's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need nobody to be perfect. Like, we all adults here. You see what I'm saying? However, it's like, if you're hiding something, you're hiding something else. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way that I think. personally.
Like, are you ashamed of yourself in the morning? Like,
It's not even. It's not even
No.
about that. It's just like let's vibe out. Let's do our thing. You know what I'm saying? And like I want to know you for you, like you who you are.
on the game.
Yeah.
If you don't
We
want me
tryna
to see
trap
you in the
y'all.
morning, you should leave at 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
That's,
That's
it's
all
all
I'm
part
saying.
of the trap.
If you don't
Gotta
want me
get
to
'em
see
early.
you, just leave.
Nah,
Don't
Not
don't.
just leave. You said
Get
that's part of the trip. Get out. You know what?
You
You
know
didn't
what?
bring your makeup removers. It's all right. I'm out. I'm done. I'm
You
done.
did this on purpose? Are you?
I personally, I personally think that a lot of women don't understand how beautiful they already are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to. This ain't no plug. Like, it's real talk. Like, if you understood the value that you have, women would run the world. They actually do. They just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's keep it a buck. Like, let's take advantage of your superpower. You have them.
Yeah.
However, you're over here trying to
Trying to
entertain
sleep
something-
pretty and not
entertain
just-
something that's
yeah.
really not even that important.
Like we do a lot of dumb shit. Like if you think about like
Speak for yourself.
no,
Okay.
I'm speaking for girls in general. Like when you first start dating and you go out to a restaurant with a guy, are you? It's like, oh, don't order too much. Order a salad. Order something small, girl. You know you be hungry,
Yeah.
and you like to eat. Like
Don't
Get the
bullshit.
pasta,
Don't
sis.
bullshit me. Yeah.
that's
Get it. Listen, get the steak, get the pasta, get the don't order no. Listen. When I go out, I'll be like, what did I ain't no salad eating chick. Like I might have a salad depending on the day, but
I would respect y'all more for that though. I respect that better than I'd rather be like, let me get a burger and a rib. Like, oh, I like this.
like this type of girl. I like that.
This is my kind of girl.
Like,
You come here, let me
you
get
wanna
a
eat
salad and
wings?
some cucumbers. Like, girl, you know you hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the.
You making me hungry looking
Okay,
at
wait,
you.
let me ask this. Then
What?
it's the saying, don't eat everything on your plate.
Plate.
Like,
Oh,
don't,
my
yeah.
gosh.
Only eat some of it because if you eat the whole thing, then,
You're
know,
gonna
that's
look
not a good look.
greedy. You like to eat too. You gonna eat through his wallet. I don't know what the problem is.
Is that John who does the payments? Who's doing payments?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Well, that was Jake.
That was Jake.
That was Jake.
trying
We
to
had
pay your
someone who was
bills.
paying like mortgages. So.
Yeah, he was asking. He ain't been back since. Maybe I don't know.
You ran him off.
I did. You said 4. You said 4 payments.
Okay, so our comment said, hell nah, since I'm wiping this off. I think it's a new school way. I think back in the 50s and 60s, I think men were taking care of a lot more than they do now. That might sound bad, but I don't mean it in a negative way. But like women are working a full 40-hour week. The makeup is coming off. We care about our skin a lot more.
And it was kind of like back then you had to like, this is going to sound bad. You had to keep your man. Like it was always like, don't gain weight. You have to look young. You have to stay young. You have to be what he married because you're not working, sis. So if he try to walk out on you, you stuck. Like, I don't know what you're going to do. So you better roll over in the morning. Good morning, honey. And have his breakfast and his coffee ready and get.
Could you live that life? I could live that. I could live that life for like 2 weeks.
I could
Spread out, not consecutively, but like an off day here or there.
You know, when I watched Mrs. Maisel,
It looks cute.
it looks real cute until she got up I'm not a morning person. And she got up, when I say her eyes popped open, she was like, ooh, let me go put the blush on, cold cream off. And he was sleeping and she rolled over, was like, oh, yes, good morning. Like, I did not just spend 45 hours in the bathroom trying to get my life together. That's not for me.
Well,
Not for me.
Let me give y'all ladies some free game.
Free
game.
Free game. Men, honestly, we have evolved. Like the shit that we liked in 2000, we don't like that no more.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
a lot of us, we're about the bag. Like we're trying to get to the money. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us want a woman that's independent, that got her own. You know what I'm saying? Like we've evolved. So a lot of the times we look at people on IG or whatever it is, and you see all these different things that they're doing. That's not winning. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're not winning. So with that being said, I say all that to say, like, you got to figure out what you actually want in a man, you know, and be authentic to who you are, but be choosy. Like this is the digital age. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like this ain't
This ain't the
15
50s.
years
Okay.
ago. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, yo, that's homie right there. Like, I don't care what none of y'all ladies say. That's homie. Next, step up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you get it
it's
together.
not that. It's
If
not
you
that.
haven't learned anything through Hot Girl Summer and City Girl Season, I think this isn't necessary. I think you'll be okay. I think.
Well, I don't know. For me, I will say the first couple of nights, I'm going to sleep pretty. I know myself well enough to know I'm going to like try to sleep pretty as long as possible until, you know, you just get comfortable. And then it's like drooling and.
Is it sleeping pretty because you came over there and you didn't pack a bag? Or, because I think there's a difference between like the first time you start staying over a guy's house doesn't necessarily mean you plan to stay over there.
Okay.
It's like y'all went out, you were out late, you could come back and watch a movie, pass out, you could be setting up your evening, pass out, versus being like, okay, well, I'm going to stay here, we're going to wake up, do breakfast, whatever have you.
Like have a sleepover?
Yeah, have a sleepover. Bonnet, no bonnet. Like, some situations you ain't got no bonnet.
If my intention is to set up my evening and stay, the makeup is coming off because I'm over 30 now and I want to keep my skin young. You know, when you're 20, you can do that shit. Once you hit 30, you need your nighttime routine. So I'm packing my serums, my moisturizer, and my satin pillowcase. But most men my age and up, they already gonna have the satin sheets ready. So I'm gonna I'm gonna still sleep pretty, but maybe without the scarf on and no makeup.
I mean, black don't crack, but that don't mean we have to help it. You know, take your makeup off. we don't have to take it there.
So, bae, yeah, unanimously, yeah, wear your scarf, shorty.
Wear your scarf, sure.
Yeah.
Period.
All right. Period.
What? Oh, we got to pay bills again.
And we're coming back with one more topic, y'all.
So yeah.
We'll be back on a Sip and a Shot.
It's going downhill.
Very, very quickly. Hey, y'all, it's VJ.
It's James.
This is a Sip and a Shot, and we're here.
Back with Mike Lee. Listen, the hurricanes are gone. We've had gin. We've had shots. Mike Lee from Sankofa Bottling Company is here.
Say that 3 times fast.
Sankofa Bottling Company, Sankofa Bottling Company, Sankofa Bottling Company. Hell yeah.
He's here. You guys, it's social media week. We got one more topic for you guys, and it is, there was a TikTok frenzy. They do this thing where it's like they give anonymous stories, and they were saying there's a singer and a husband who has 2 young daughters. The husband just recently won on was a contestant on Dancing with the Stars and did really great. And apparently he's cheating on his wife. And because he's cheating on his wife, she overdosed on drugs and went to the hospital. And that's why she missed her show. And they tried to give this story as a firsthand account. Now, Tiana Taylor hopped on Instagram today because she just found out about it and called them out.
Petunia don't play.
She don't play about her man, her kids, or her family. Or herself. Shit.
Yeah, period.
So I wanted to talk about it because there's this thing, and me and Jane were talking about it earlier, where people don't think that men can be good men and have a family, have a wife, treat their wife with respect, not cheat on their wife, only have one wife. We'll save Hollywood later.
For another
episode. So I want to get everyone's opinion on, do we think Iman did it? I don't, for the record. I don't think Iman cheated on Tiana. Do we think that she overdosed on drugs? You never know. What are your thoughts?
So who the hell is Eon and who on his Taylor?
Iman Shumpert and Tiana Taylor.
Oh, Tiana Taylor.
Yes.
Tiana Taylor. And they say that she missed her show
because she overdosed. And what they did was...
Well, they said that, not she did.
Right. So she had a post back in November where she was in a hospital and was like, I've overworked. Like a lot of celebrities said they've overworked themselves. Their body quit on them, X, Y, and Z. And they were in those comments from November wilding like, oh, you on drugs, Iman's a cheater, I can't believe this, like blowing up her comment section. So she got on Instagram and was like, I bet y'all are here because of this. Let me clear it up. And she put a whole essay, like a 3-page paper, a 4-page letter.
Wow.
On Instagram explaining like that's not true, and then broke it down facts.
So first of all, y'all need to mind y'all motherfucking business.
Yeah, okay.
Second of all, off game, if a person, even if she did overdose, this is where my problem lies in it. It can't just be, oh, she did this, she did that, she overdosed. I get her, wish her well, get better. It's the nigga's fault. That's the part that bothers me. So first of all,
most times women go crazy. It's the
let
nigga's
me
fault.
no. Let's talk about it. Men get their heartbroken too, but we ain't snorting our head off. You feel me? Like,
girls don't snort their head off either. They just bust windows out your car.
y'all telling me that it's our fault that y'all can't control yourselves?
I don't know why you went to bust windows out the car.
I'm not.
She definitely just went to the extreme.
I went there because I thought about Jasmine Sullivan. Okay, she's been having a hot year.
Hell no.
You gotta start with something small like king cars.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I think it's a, this is a battle for another day.
Yeah, because I was definitely about
the
to.
battle, Jane. We'll finish it. We'll do a part 2.
Women and men, but this is something that we've talked about on the podcast before. When it comes to dating, there's a lot of times where a man will set a standard. Okay, you're gonna call, good morning, text, call in the morning, go out whenever. All of a sudden, the shit changes. Okay, women get used to the pattern, and then when we start being like, hey. It's never like the first time that a girl is like, how dare you, da-da-da-da. It's always like, hey.
Let me pick up where he's like lacking.
Yeah. And then guys will try to act like, oh, nothing has changed. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't talk to you every morning for the past 4 weeks. It hasn't been 21 days for me to set a precedent. You know what I mean?
365 days if you want to, Jay.
Okay, 365. And then the gaslighting starts. Okay, and it's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. You crazy. I didn't do that. I don't know why you acting like this. You not my girl. Wow. Wow. And then, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like nuances to it because you guys should have had a conversation. There's a lot of different parts where a guy can like let you know that he's not interested for real. And baby girl, you missing the red flags, you missing the green flags, you missing everything. Yeah. But when I feel like when people set a precedent and then change it without explanation and act like nothing happens, of course somebody's going to lose a little bit of their sanity because you're used to something.
And for the record, we're not saying that this happened to the Shumperts at all.
No, we're not.
This is now a general conversation.
This is general conversation.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, first of all.
No, it's not about them. How did we get here? But it was just because like,
this took a turn.
Because it was like a guy cannot be at fault for an action that somebody does. Of course, people are responsible for their own actions and how far they take things and how they are able to handle their emotions and communicate effectively. We live in America. Mm-hmm. We live in the 22nd, whatever century it is. Some with a 2. Some with a 2.
We're still in the 21st century.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
But Xenon was from the 21st century.
I mean, we still in the 21st century.
We're still 21.
Okay,
still in the 21st century.
Because that came out in like 2000.
Century's 100.
Yeah. But she was from the future.
We're
so confused.
We're not even up there yet.
Okay, cool.
We're on our way, but we're not up there yet.
Damn, I miss drinking, guys. Y'all just.
I know. This is how the show ends off.
Quickly.
Lit as hell.
I'll say a couple things.
I don't know.
I'll say a couple things. Okay. One of the things that we don't get to talk about much, not saying that it's not important, just one of the things that we don't get to talk about much is black men's mental health. Mm-hmm. Because we go through some of the same things as black women. Mm-hmm. Women cheat just as much as men because men is cheating with somebody.
They sure do.
You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
They cheating with somebody.
This is true.
So
nowadays it'd be some crazy shit going on. So shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can't just. I get the narrative. I get why we say the things that we do. Mm-hmm. You know, I think a lot of the times, and this is a completely different subject, but a lot of the times men cheat to stay in relationships while women cheat to get out of relationships. Completely different subject.
We're gonna write that down.
I'm not mad at that. Welcome to the podcast, Mike. Because this is how it goes.
Hey, KB, I'm on to something.
I see what you did there.
I'm on to something.
I see what you did. I like it.
Oh, I think my phone died.
However, with that being said, I think that communication is key. It sounds whatever, like communication comes from both sides though. Even if a man is like, yo, he's acting different, okay. talk to him about it. Like,
Amen.
no assumptions. Like, hey, we're both adults here. Whatever you got to say to get him to tap into that conversation, you say it. Hey, we're both adults here. You know what I'm saying? If this is what it is, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I just need to know so I can know how to monitor my energy.
Amen. Don't
But
swan
both,
dive off
but
the
both
cliff.
sides, but that's the same thing on the other
swan
side,
dive.
because us men, we deal with the same thing where it's like, yo, we're feeling this lady, you show her a little bit more too much attention, you take her to this nice ass restaurant, and now she feel like you moving too fast. Like, it
You
happens
like,
on the
what's
same-
going
you see what I'm
on?
saying?
Does it happen for y'all?
Respectfully,
Yes. Yeah, it does.
let's put it this way, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. So respectfully, I'm gonna say this: women choose, men don't. You feel me? Women choose, men don't. We choose who chooses us. Because if we don't, it's kind of considered taking it, and we really don't do that.
Oh, that's where we're going.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
I was like,
So I was like, I don't
No,
think that's
just-
true, but okay.
No,
Yeah.
women choose, men don't. You feel me? Women choose who they want to be with. Men choose who they want to marry. And that's just kind of how the game goes. You feel me? But in the all initial subject, we choose who shows interest to us. Some men chase women, yes. And 80% of the time, that shit don't turn out the way that they thought it would. You feel me? So
That's what I've learned. Yeah.
for the real ones, you feel me? Women choose, men don't. And the reason why I'm getting into that, and I'm going to say it like this, man. We can, someone said bars. Let me go put this back up. But off the fact that that's kind of how we get into the situation, men, we don't know how to approach a situation, even if we did try to choose. Some women say, I want you to be accessible but not always available. They don't want you always texting them. They don't want to feel like they're your everything. The other women say, I want that Disney Channel romance. I want you to text me every morning and shit. Fuck that. If I'm up, you get a text. You feel me? But I don't wake up that early. You feel me? Like it's just certain things that you gotta know about who you're dealing with. Like, but if what you're accustomed to is morning text and a nigga don't wake up till 12 noon, me might not get along if that was a deal breaker for you. You feel me? But set your standards. Like you said, just get into your flow of everything. I feel like love goes in circles, so everything changes as it goes. Never get used to a pattern, because patterns are always going to change. If you get used to last season, you're not going to be prepared for the next season.
That doesn't work for women. That's
the issue.
A very hard.
No,
I get it. It makes a lot of sense, but that's a very hard concept, because we are choosing you based on what you're showing us, because we think it is a pattern and we think this is the person that you are. So when you decide you no longer want to do what you have been doing, then it's like,
But we got to tap deeper than that, though.
Yeah, it's deeper than that. It's man, honestly want to feel like you care about him too. So if I'm the only person, if I've gotten into a situation of constantly showing you how I care, and I've gotten you accustomed to not reciprocating that, and if you're
that's
accustomed
on
to
you,
that,
because it should be reciprocated. See,
However,
this is gonna, hold on, because
this could, I know, because the hurricanes have been finished, the gin has been
I
finished,
like
we've
it.
had shots.
I like it.
I would
this is
say,
going to take a turn, because you can't show me patterns and what you want to do and what you're going to do, and then be like, oh,
Okay.
you're not reciprocating it enough, so I'm done doing that. No, motherfucker, that's not how it works.
but all of this could be solved with communication.
Okay.
Can it
All
not?
right, Jackie. Well, that's what setting boundaries and clearing up expectations
Come into play. Communication. If you don't like it, say something. You see something, say something. Just like they say on the metro. Okay?
Yeah.
In the airport.
Okay, in the airport. Anywhere the FBI is, okay?
Oh,
See something, say something. That's what Mike was saying about communication, where it's like, you could have all these expectations. If something changes on the guy's part, say something. You can't send that morning text because you got a busy day. All a girl wants is for you to say that. That's it.
And I think the older that you get, the more you understand life happens. Like, that's...
Yeah.
I'm not like, you didn't text me. Oh my gosh, murmur. Like, I don't give a shit about none of that. But like, if I don't hear from you at all that day,
We go into panic mode.
it's an issue.
Let
Because
me
I
help-
don't
let me
think
help
that you
with
don't
that
want
panic
to talk.
mode.
I don't see. For
Let me help with
me,
the panic mode.
I don't think you don't want to talk to me. I'm thinking something happened to you,
you.
because I know you want to talk to me.
Yes.
I mean,
That's
but
just
did you
what my
text?
mind is.
Did
What
you
it
text
is.
him?
Yes.
Like you saying you text him and he didn't respond?
Yes.
All right, just clarifying that for the man in the back.
So we go into, and Black in America. Oh my gosh, something's happened. He's in a ditch. He didn't eat today. He ain't make it to work.
He
I
got
don't know.
shot by the police. Like,
We
let's
don't
just
know
go there.
what
fair.
it's a
That's
swan
fair.
dive off of a deep, dark cliff that a girl is probably making. And a lot of times I think people think, oh, she's nagging, she's checking in, but it's actually like a care thing. I mean, some girls do be nagging. I ain't gonna hold you. But I feel like a lot of times it's like, oh my God, I didn't hear from him today. Something must be going on. And if we reach out and we don't hear from you again, it's like, okay.
Yeah, you're in a ditch.
Okay. And, you know, it's not a ditch for like the first 30 to 45 minutes. It's probably like a ditch after hour 3. I'll give you 2. Then you have probably died and you're in the hospital. That's escalation.
I can understand how a change of pattern can throw things off. I get that. But that's on both sides. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that I want you guys to understand that this isn't something that just happens to women. It happens to people.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times, what we consider heartbreak is right? It's simply the absence of something familiar.
Uh-huh.
We're used to talking to this person for 2 hours a day. When I wake up, this, that, and the third. What do we usually do that? What do we usually feel that stuff with? Is sorrow. We feel it with fill in the blank. You know what I'm saying? But if we feel those times with something positive or whatever it is, or a new craft or whatever it might be, then we straight because this is life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It
Like
goes.
it's gonna go up and down.
Yeah.
You're gonna have relationships. You're gonna fall for somebody that didn't fall for you, and vice versa. Like it's a whole thing. You know?
There's okay. It's a lot. Jackie says it takes 3 seconds to text back. Amen. But people be busy, so I give you that.
Yeah.
But we do be worried, and then Instagram Live because we're all over the place.
We're all over the place.
I feel international, but we on social media. When should a guy explain why something has changed on their end versus you having to ask?
You want me to jump in, KB? It's all you. So that's going to be based on the communication that you've had in the past. Right?
So if you create a space that you feel like you can share, then you'll share.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm vibing with somebody and we got an open line of communication, and I feel completely comfortable talking to them and saying, "Hey, listen, this is how I'm feeling right now. No judgment. You know what I'm saying? This is just how I'm feeling as a human being. That's me from my perspective."
Mm-hmm.
If you create that platform, people will use the platform. But if every time you have a conversation, it turns into conflict and friction, then no, we're not going to come out and create friction.
That's true.
Because as men, our objective, we're providers. We're hunters and gatherers, okay? Don't negate our natural instincts, okay? We want to provide. If we feel like that there's something that's going to stop us from doing that, from providing, from being who we're supposed to be, we ain't about that. Hunters and gatherers, we'll move on to another fruit, to another vegetable, to another jungle. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. But
That's
understanding each other is all right. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's been crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? My emotions is just a little bit awkward right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, help me get through this, because it could be a misunderstanding. It could be the lack of communication. It could be something that homeboy is mad about.
That has nothing to do
with anything.
That's true.
He's judging you based off of something that he thought you did, but that's not what you was actually. He's judging you based on something that he thought you said, and that's not what you said or meant. And we got to look at people's intent and not their actions.
Yes. And I will say, you touched on this a little bit when you talked about Black men and mental health. I think another part of this conversation, because somebody says, like, so it's a woman's job. I know, we got to wrap it up. Yes. A woman's job to create a platform for a man to feel safe. But a lot of times it starts when the kid is young, and you can't cry, you can't show emotion, you can't do X, Y, and Z. And then when he gets older and he finds a woman that he's interested in, and he opens up and she's like, oh, you be crying, you little ass beep. I don't know why, X, Y, and Z. Yeah. I mean, no. Because that's how some girls come at a guy when he's showing emotion or being open, and then all of a sudden he wants to close back up, and the next girl got to deal with that. Some man that's
it's a lot of scar tissue.
Yeah, touch on his emotions or be open about certain things. So, y'all, we're going to have to do another episode.
We're going to have to do another episode. We're going to have Mike Lee back.
We might have to do a panel.
Let's do a panel. On a sip and a shot.
Boom. There you go.
Okay.
We're going to have a long table. We're going to have some moderators, people that are sober, to start off with. I mean, maybe the panelists will be a little tipsy.
We'll give you some wine. But Listen, you guys. Thank you. First off, thank you so much, Mike, for coming on. Listen, guys. Sankofa Bottling Company gin is superb. It's smooth. It's great. It tastes great. It mixes well for those of us who like cocktails. It mixes well with so much stuff. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining us.
One last time before you go, can you give people where to find you, your social media, and then where to pick up the bottle?
Yep. So I'll start with where to find us. SankofaBottlingCompany.com. Social media tag is Sankofa Bottling Company on IG as well as Facebook. Sankofa is SANKOFA. And you can catch us in the liquor store, Riggs Liquors, Minnesota Liquors. Our thought process is not to be in every liquor store. We want to be in every restaurant because when you're dealing with 100 proof gin, we want somebody to be able to have an experience and not just a shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys create experiences. Clearly.
Yes.
So yeah, that's where you can find us. You can always just follow us on IG and send us a message directly and we'll get back to you. We'll tell you what product is and all that stuff. I want to just say, first of all, I appreciate you two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what you guys have is extremely special. The fact that this is ground level is a good thing. It might seem like a bad thing, but it's a good thing because you're ironing out all the kinks and you're getting your base with everybody who has, every artist, KB, every artist that exists, they have first responders. They have the people that supported them at first. Mm-hmm. Those are the most important people. Y'all are finding the most important people right now. Y'all gonna blow up. It's just a matter of time.
You know it.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you for
so
coming on.
Thank
Pleasure.
you guys for joining us on IG Live and on Plugged In Radio Network. This has been fun. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
This has been a really good time. Y'all, we have some amazing stuff coming up in March.
Yes.
That starts tomorrow. It's funny. I forgot what day it was.
Yes.
Shout out to, I guess, the end of Black History Month. We Black 365.
Yeah, so you're going to get a whole bunch of black shit from us all the time.
All the time. But we love you. Don't forget to follow and I guess subscribe at A Sip and a Shot. You can always catch us on Plugged In Radio Network Mondays 8:30 to 9:30 ish.
When the conversation is good, KB, let's just go over a little bit.
Okay, we the bad girls on the platform. Okay, we just do what we want to do. Okay,
you do what you want when you popping, baby. Okay,
especially you got a little drink to bribe a couple people. So, we'll see you next week. It's
BJ
and it's James,
and this is
A Sip
and a Shot. Bye.